When I was in my 20s, I honestly think that by 30, I would have everything figured out. I mean, have the perfect career, marriage, a perfect marriage, basically have a very predictable life. But right now, in my 30s, in case you don't know, I just recently clocked 30. And what I've realized so far now is life doesn't always go, especially in the way that we envision, or it doesn't always follow the design that we create or the version that we create in our heads. And that's okay. I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? And so today I just want to share an honest conversation with you. This is not a motivational speech. It's just an honest conversation talking about unmet expectations, talking about silent disappointments, talking about how you need to find peace with wherever you are right now, especially when life turns out different from how you planned it to be. Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Oluwabumi Grace, and on this space I talk about everything faith, purpose, relationships, lifestyle, every awesome content that gets to inspire you and ensure that you live God's ultimate purpose for your life. If that sounds like something that you'll be interested in, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to join the family. You're welcome once again. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back again. So in today's video, I'm just going to be sharing what I thought my 30s would be like, and versus what it is right. What it is right now, things I expected, and how I honestly feel about being in my 30s. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I think many of us entered into our 20s thinking that, oh, life should just go in a straight line. You graduate, get a job, build your career, at some point find love, get married, have kids, travel around the world, just basically achieve your dreams, your goals, just smashing them by the time you're in your 30s or before you clock 30. But really, nobody, or maybe a few people, actually tell us how confusing adulthood can feel sometimes. Nobody really tells you how that your timeline can just suddenly change, how that your expectations can just suddenly not be met. Nobody tells you how painful it is for you to be standing and looking on the right hand side. You're looking at your expectations, and on the left hand side, like wild distance apart, and your reality is on the other side of you. Nobody really tells us how painful that is, but it is what it is. But for me, in my 20s, I honestly thought that by 30, I would have a successful career. I would be married. Of course, I'm married. I would have had all my children. And I just had mine. I just had one. And basically, financial stability, everything, having a soft life, right? I thought that by now, certain prayers would have been answered. Certain struggles would have been over, and even I would have more certainties, more clarity, more direction, more control. And if I'm being honest, there were even times that I compared myself with people that I saw around me, compared myself with what I saw online, like people achieving dreams, attaining certain milestones, people traveling, building houses, riding their dream cars, connecting, having the right circle amongst them or around them. And then I'm like, why is my own life different, or why don't I have that? But here is one thing that I'm learning to understand, especially as I'm entering my 30s, is that life doesn't always go the way we planned it. And because it doesn't go the way we plan, it doesn't mean that where you are currently is bad. It just means that it is different, and it's okay for it to be different. It feels like a disappointment, but then it's more of you becoming, meaning that the feeling that your life is different looks like a disappointment, but then it eventually becomes a becoming process, like a transforming process. for you. I remember there were certain times in my life that I met with disappointments, several disappointments, especially when I was job hunting after service, and I almost, in fact, that was a season of my life that I wouldn't want anyone to experience. Not like it was so worse, but I didn't like it. I dreaded it. I dreaded it a lot. Looking back now, I I feel like not every disappointment is a punishment. In fact, I don't think there's any disappointment that is a punishment. It's only a blessing in disguise. Some disappointments were even more like a redirection for me. Some closed doors may even be some sort of protection for you, right? Now that I'm in my 30s, here's what I am beginning to understand, or what I have realized. In fact, I would say my 20s were more for me a season of discovery, season of seeking who I really was, seeking my identity, discovering my identity, discovering who I am, discovering my purpose, and all of that. And now that I'm in my 30s, here's what I've realized: that life may not always go the way we planned it, and that's totally fine. And that life is less of who arrives there quickly, it's more of who you're becoming, right? So I don't think you should be focused on, oh, I really want to get here at this certain age, I really want to achieve this at this certain age. I think that we should be more focused on who we are becoming in the seasons that we go through in our lives. What I'm realizing, or what I'm learning to understand in my 30s, is that it is better for you to choose peace over performance. It is better to choose authenticity over appearances, trying to show up that you're fine, you're successful, whereas you're not. It is better for you to choose your sanity, your mental and emotional well-being first. Your rest comes first, your peace comes first, more than anything else, more than putting pressure on yourself, more than trying to say, I really need to get to this destination at a certain time or at a certain age. So I think you should be more focused on who you're becoming in the process, and knowing that every season that you go through, and no delay is a waste of time. I don't think that every delay is a blessing in disguise. It is a season of formation, season of transformation, because you get to learn in those seasons that you're in, and so that you don't repeat such mistakes. Now I know better. Some people will bloom earlier than others. They will bloom earlier than others. Some people will arrive at their destination earlier than others. Some people get successful earlier than other people. That is not what counts. The point is you get there. We all have our different timelines, right? And it's okay for you to just align, especially when you're a believer, aligning with God's timing for your life. So if you're currently in a season where it looks like you're being delayed, where it looks like, oh, this is not the life I planned, this is not where I envisioned my life to be at this point in time, it's okay for you to feel that way, but do not stay there, right? And that is not the end of your journey. That does not even define you in any way. It just means that your life, your timeline, and your journey or your race is different from others. So what you need to do is concentrate on your journey and align. Know that you're not alone. People have experienced this before you, and people will still experience it after you. So be patient, give yourself time. Don't put yourself under pressure. Don't measure your life with other people's successes. Just follow your own discover your own journey. First of all, discover your purpose, align with it. Make sure that one day, every day, you're taking a step at a time towards that goal, towards that dream, right? I think another thing that I've learned, or that I'm learning to also understand, is that you don't measure your life by only the achievements that you have. No, because sometimes growth can also mean you learning to forgive, you learning to heal, you learning to survive in difficult situations. Growth is also you learning to trust God, even when a lot of things are uncertain. That's also growth. Growth is also you learning to show up every single day for yourself. It is growth as well. So you don't measure your life just by the achievements alone. You are growing, you just do not know it yet. So how do I feel being in my 30s? I feel softer, I feel wiser, I feel more reflective, and I feel grateful as well. I feel hopeful. I'm still learning, I'm still becoming, I am still growing. Yes. Do I have my life figured out? Do I have my life figured out? No. I mean, everything figured out. Of course not. I don't. Does my life look exactly how I imagined it to be in my 20s? No. But am I where I used to be? No. So I'm learning to understand that a meaningful life is not only built on perfect plans. A meaningful life also is built on detours, built on failure, disappointment, unmet expectations, healing, resilience, growth. Yes, a meaningful life is also dependent on that. It's also built on that, and that's a beautiful growth, or that's a beautiful life as well. So in case you don't know, I recently launched my first official book. I knew there had to be more, and it's currently live on Seller and Amazon. And so if you're someone looking for purpose, searching for answers to life, and you truly seek a life that matters, please, this book is a guide that would help you. It will translate you from where you currently are, where you're stuck, to a place of purpose, a place of clarity and direction. The links will be in my description. Do check it out and get a copy for yourself and for your loved ones. Thank you for watching once again.